There's like this little platform here so you can get a better look of how this really looks. And it looks like that. I forget how far it goes out, but it goes out quite a ways. And that shadow you see in the background there, that's actually Vancouver Island. I'm not sure what I'm doing now, but I guess the videos I've been making don't really get any views, so I'm like, okay, it's discouraging, but instead of giving up, I'm gonna level up. Try to do something a little different, but I'm not entirely sure what that is yet. But I guess at least I'll try going to some more interesting locations. And I've always liked taking photos, so maybe I'll kind of like start doing a little bit of that and adding that in here. But yeah, in Vancouver, the BC area, there's like a lot of really beautiful locations, so maybe it's worth like using them as part of a talking point. Yeah, I like this city and I like kind of getting around to different sort of special gems and hidden areas and nature-y places like this. Yeah, it's good to at least explore and level up some skills. Like I do want to like up my photography skills and video skills. So somehow I gotta make this whole thing a little bit more interesting. The whole reason I'm shooting in this format is I want it to feel like a camcorder because I want things to feel real. I don't want it to feel like it's sort of choreographed, or there's a lot of vlogs where like I set up the camera over here and then I like walk across, and like none of that's real. I just want to kind of be in the moment. So maybe at least I'll flip the camera around and talk while I'm showing other things, so that at least it's not just my boring face. Like for example, here, if I flip this around, we look up here at these two little dots somehow. These are a couple of bald eagles. I guess me doing some sort of nature narration isn't that exciting either, but I don't know. Keep trying things. I guess the one thing I wanted to talk about is that I made a little short film for a contest. And yeah, it's okay. I think the concept's pretty interesting, but the way it's executed and I had to act in it, maybe not the best, but that's fine. You gotta start somewhere, you gotta do something. And I've always like wanted to make films, I guess is a dream. But yeah, I don't think I've really written enough scripts and really put in the time to figure out how to find people to do it with. I guess I do want to practice using this gimbal too, because I do have a short film script that I wanted to shoot last year, and I was all gung-ho about it. But ultimately I didn't really go for it. But I might try it this year. I just wanted to use it and shoot in my smartphone. And I thought it was pretty good. I think the idea, the concept's pretty good. The script and the dialogue is like, has room for improv. Anyways, so the idea is kind of a cross between Before Sunset and Past Lives, where it's kind of like a walk and talk movie, but it's about Asians who do that, because you don't really see that a lot. Asians kind of in Western movies is still a relatively new thing. And so I wanted to do that, and also showcase Vancouver actually as a place, because apparently Vancouver is shot in a bunch of movies as other cities, like Seattle a lot, but also, I don't know, I think it fills in for like Boston and New York and other places. It's in Toronto areas recently, and you see all the streets on the bridges and the stuff downtown. So I wanted to actually like shoot something that was about Vancouverites, like Asian Vancouverites in Vancouver. And so I had this little script where they walk along something called the seawall, which is this like really long path that circles around the entire downtown. Yeah, and I broke it into 5 sections. And it's like this whole interesting, it feels like it's shot in a day, but it's really like 5 different parts of their relationships and 5 different parts of this path. And it's like very iconically Vancouver. Everyone who lives here would definitely recognize it right away. But I never really went and tried hard enough to find the actors and maybe producers and crew that wanted to help me. I did have this one friend who was working in the movie industry and she said she would help me out, and she wanted to help me meet people. Like, she had an editor friend, and she would help me get actors and plan stuff because she's good at scheduling. But then, unfortunately, because of the whole visa situation, I guess she had to go back to China. And I was saying I don't really like execute my plans a lot. I can come up with a concept, I can build it out in my head, you can even write it out as a script and a story on paper. But then when it really comes to like trying to get funding for things and finding people and building like a team, that's not my strong suit, so maybe that's something I should really be working on. And it's hard because, you know, that's the part you can't really do yourself, and it's really dependent on things like luck and putting yourself out there, and you like don't really have control over it anymore. It's sort of just, I don't know, sort of just try and see but if I never do it, then it won't ever go anywhere either. So I think maybe I do want to try to do that. I also need to practice using this gimbal because the whole movie is basically 2 people walking along a long path like this and talking to each other. And maybe stopping here and there at some special locations, but otherwise it's generally pretty simple movie, but I think it's deceptively simple because people love the Before trilogy, if you've ever seen it, directed by Richard Linklater, and starring Julie Delpy and Ethan Hawke. And it's kind of interesting because it has like a cult following, and it's considered one of the greatest romance trilogies of all time. But yeah, most of the 3 movies is really just a conversation between these 2 actors and this couple. But apparently the dialogue feels improvised, but the whole thing is scripted. For my version, I'd like to at least have, you know, some room for improvisation. I want the dialogue to feel real and the characters to feel like, you know, tangible. One is supposed to be like a Canadian-born Asian, and the other one is an Asian like that immigrated here. And then it's about both of their experiences with life in Vancouver and their experiences with family connections too. Yeah, so I want them to be able to bring their own experience into it. But yeah, finding actors, I don't really know how to do that, but only one way to find out.